I think it's safe to say the DC has more hype and more just spark and buzz around it now than it ever has. Now, that may be amid controversy. That may be amid the downfall of things and failures, but it's also with the hope of a new beginning. It's with the hope that James Gunn can really usher in the new era for DC. These characters, these comic stories, these fans, they absolutely deserve it. But it's been a wild ride of speculation, and we've been right there on top of the horse with all of the speculation. We've talked about Henry Cavill and how he was going to be out. Then he was out. We talked about Jason Momoa possibly being Lobo instead of Aquaman. We've talked about Gal Gadot not being Wonder Woman, and then she's still in as Wonder Woman. Batman, I mean, multiple Batmans. Who knows what's going to happen there? All kinds of crazy speculation. But the one thing we never really speculated on, because we all thought we knew, but the one thing we could all kind of predict and count on and be sure of ourselves was that Ezra Miller was not going to be the Flash anymore. I mean, I would say that he was one of the most problematic actors in the film industry of all time, to a degree. Some of those stories were absolutely wild. And everybody wondered, will he be kicked out of the Flash? How would you reshoot all that? Well, no, he's not going to be. He's going to be in the Flash. But, I mean, what was going to happen moving forward? Deadline reported last summer that Warner Brothers was done with him. He was out, which makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, he was accused of verbally assaulting locals, throwing tantrums, all kinds of stuff, leading a cult. I mean, it got crazy. It got crazy, but it gets even crazier because now, and this was reported on the Direct, a new report is indicating that some of the executives are now feeling a little different about Ezra Miller. Maybe they are wanting to forgive and forget or give a second chance. It's a report from Variety that claims that some of the execs at Warner Brothers are trying to continue with Ezra Miller as the Flash after this movie and into James Gunn's DCU. Now, if that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what is. And they say the reasoning is because the actor has played nice and he's been good, stayed out of trouble since the beginning of his mental health treatment last summer. Now, I am all for second chances. I am. I just find this one really, really hard to believe. A lot of fans swore off going to see The Flash. They didn't want to support Miller. Does that mean they won't go buy their ticket, eat their popcorn, and drink their Coke? I don't know. But a good chunk of the DCU's audience definitely was not happy with him. Now, everybody loves a good comeback story. So maybe that's what they're going off of. But then again, James Gunn said he doesn't like to work with bad people, so I don't know. I feel like this is one of those moments where James Gunn needs to go on Twitter and say, this is completely false, or there is some truth to it. So, I mean, he was a co-lead, right? I mean, they got rid of Superman. They got rid of Henry Cavill, but they could be considering keeping Ezra Miller? I mean, I guess one of the questions has to be asked, do we want him as the Flash? I thought he played a good Flash. I did. On screen, I enjoy watching him. In real life, from what I've seen on the outside looking in, pretty crazy and turmoil, but I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I have a hard time believing this report, but if it ends up being true, Ezra Miller may make the cut. Let me know what you think.